Some records are set by volume, longevity. Other records are set by greatness. The funny thing is, Steph, he never needed the record to solidify what we already knew, right? He is the greatest shooter we have ever seen. And it was funny. He said, I didn't want to call myself that until I had this record. And that's just his humility, right? But again, greatness is obvious when you see it, true greatness. And so Steph didn't need any of these shooting records. It was just the eye test told you, oh, this guy, he's different. He's the best shooter we've ever seen. And I guess now the numbers tell you that. I'm not even calling out Reggie or Ray. I think Reggie was the true pioneer of, hey, this is a thing that can happen. Ray was great in his own right, and Steph is the greatest, right? But, volume, you look at like an Emmitt Smith record. No one thinks he's the greatest running back, but he has the all-time rushing record, right? No one thinks he's better than Jim Brown. He just did it for longer. And there's something to be celebrated about that as well. But, yeah, as it happened last night, I didn't expect the emotions to sneak up on me like that. Your boy, I think it happened to a lot of Warrior fans, right? Because it was the inevitable. We all knew it was happening. But yet when it happened in the moment, you kind of realized how attached you are to Steph, his career, and what he means to us all, because it got you choked up a little bit, right? Because I know it happened to me, man. So I'm glad he nailed the celebration. We know Steph's not the greatest of celebrators physically, with some of his dances and stuff, and he just let pure emotion come out. I think there was an F, yeah. You know what I mean? It was just pure, and it was just a great moment. I noticed mom and dad celebrated separately across the court. You see, Dell had himself he had himself some side pieces there. I guess they're no longer side pieces, but I don't want to steal from Steph's moment with that, But yeah, I guess I'll talk a little bit about, my Steph Curry experience. I'll cop a plea here. When he was drafted, number 7, Minnesota, thank you. Look, I wanted to trade him for Amari Stoudemire. My patrons, people that have been following me for a long time know this, but, it's time to reflect on Steph's greatness here. I wanted them to trade him to the Suns for Stat because we still had the remnants of the We Believe team. There was a prime Monte Ellis, Steven Jackson, a couple other guys. And it felt like, if we get Amari, who was still in his prime for the Suns, that would put us over the top. We'd just gotten a taste of the playoffs after, 20 years. And so, that's I think the majority of the fan base felt that way. Clearly, Monte and Stag Jack felt that way, right? They weren't too pleased about bringing him in. And it wasn't necessarily Steph himself. It was the fact that the Amari trade was really on the table. And the story goes, when Steph slid to 7, thanks to Minnesota taking Rubio and Johnny Flynn, then Don Nelson, they pulled the plug. Larry Riley, they're like, I don't think they thought Steph was going to be there. So I think they thought that 7th pick was going to be somebody else, maybe Johnny Flynn for Amari. But the Suns, there's still infamous footage of the Suns draft war room. When Steph slides to 7, they're celebrating as if they already had him. Steph was in hand. So you want to talk about alternate universes and what ifs, It was obvious that he was special. It was obvious from the gate that he was going to be good. I'm not saying I knew it coming out of Davidson. There were questions, but I'm saying you watched him play 10 NBA games and you're like, oh, okay, he's going to be nice. But then it looked like his body was going to betray him, right? We all know the ankle story. So it wasn't really a question of was he going to be good? It was his body going to hold up? Was he strong enough? And you talk about what ifs. I had done a documentary here before the season. It was a what if on Grant Hill and Penny Hardaway, right? And there's so many of the stories where it goes the wrong way. What if Greg Oden's legs were the same size? What if Brandon Roy? What if Zion? What if LeBron wasn't a bitch? No. All right. I'm going too far. But yeah, the hardcore Steph fans know this because they've read and digested all information on the chef. But Steph is a freak athlete. Just not in the normal way. It's his neurological system, his nervous system. They've done tests on him. He can bowl 200, whenever he wants. He can golf, darts. Hell, he's probably elite at beer pong, right? It's a different type of athlete. And so some people fail to realize how special he is. And it is the work ethic. It is who he is. It is his mental strength. He has put in the reps, but don't let that fool you. There are genes at play as well when it comes to Steph Curry. So yeah, man, it's, again, I was very emotional. I think Dub Nation, everybody was a celebratory moment there in Madison Square Garden. It seemed to all work out. My guy on Twitter hit me the conspiracy theory. I agree. It seemed to all work out very well. It all happened in the Garden, and everybody was there. So I mean, when it was 2 away, it was kind of inevitable, but it worked out well. The game was very ugly. It was very ugly, right? Julius Randle, for whatever reason, tends to get going against Draymond. They have a lot of respect for each other. I think he's one of the few guys in the league that can match Draymond's force, and then he's quite a bit bigger. But I'll have a full breakdown of that game later this afternoon, talk about some of the shooting woes from this Warriors team. I think I know what's going on with that. I want to cop a plea here, Warriors fans. And I was on my guy. I had my rebuttal to my guy who was talking about why Miles Turner isn't a good fit for the Warriors. You remember that last week? Did y'all see Miles Turner in that Pacers game? First off, Sabonis definitely auditioning for everybody. What do you have, 30 and 11? He is who we think he is, right? But Miles Turner, man, first of all, his knees look like they're on borrowed time. I don't like the way he moves up and down the court. And man, is he soft in a way. It's so weird to have the best shot blocker in the league, but yet he's so soft and so infatuated with the three. And so look, I'm not taking it all the way back. Like, I think he would look a lot better on this Warriors team, like most players do. But I don't think. I think I'm pulling back. I don't. I said that I would choose to send Wiseman instead of Kuminga. I still feel. I just don't think I'd send Wiseman even for him. The way he was looking, man. So I'm copping a plea on that one.